Oh yeah, of course.
Are you stupid? Thomas.
So welcome back to our channel, guys. Just if you haven't seen our videos before, my name's Thomas.
My name is Sara.
And what we're going to reveal in this video is how we met.
Yeah, because this is actually a really interesting story, I think. Very special and also a very long story.
Yeah, we met under very strange circumstances.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
Yeah, many of you asked on Instagram that how we met and if we finally can talk about that. So here we are talking about how we met in 2019, or was it 2018? 2019, yes.
So we'd like to open up, share some personal information with you guys.
Yes, and if you haven't subscribed yet...
Oh yeah, subscribe, like the video. So I was personal training for 4 years, and then I decided to go backpacking Southeast Asia. For some reason, I just had this very strong feeling to go to Thailand and Vietnam, Cambodia, all these countries. So I booked a flight to Bangkok. I had no plan whatsoever what I was going to do when I got there. I just wanted to completely freestyle it, just trust the universe and just go my own way, find my own way. So I landed in Bangkok, spent a few days there, decided to go to Chiang Mai and then eventually to Pai, which is where we met.
It is in the north in Thailand.
The north of Thailand, yeah.
The very north, yeah.
So, and then how did you start?
Yeah, it was your first time traveling to Thailand, and I've already been to Thailand in 2018 or 2017, can't really remember. So for me and my ex-boyfriend, it was clear that we wanted to do a backpacking trip for like two months through Asia, to Southeast Asia, Thailand. And so we also started in Bangkok, then Chiang Mai, and then I planned this trip I planned every single day, and for us it was quite clear that we only wanted to spend like 3-4 nights in Pai, and then I booked a very nice hotel which is called Chilling Hill. It was literally the only hostel I liked in Pai. It had a very beautiful view on the mountains and nice sunsets, nice bungalows, so I booked that.
Yeah, which was very similar to my story.
And it was in January 2019.
Yeah, I was on the bus on the way to Pai, and how I wanted to play it was just to, as I was going to a location, do a bit of research, see what hostel feels good, where's right for me to stay. And I couldn't really find that many hostels that I really resonated with. I found a popular one called the Pai Circus, and I was like, I'm not feeling party right now. I just want super chilled, just relaxed, so I can do some journaling, I can do some meditation, I can connect with nature and all this stuff. And I came across Chilling Hill on booking.com, and just something felt so right about it. I was looking at the photos, everything just looked so chilled, peaceful, beautiful. And then as soon as I saw the Chilling Hill, I was like, yeah, this is the place. So I was at Chilling Hill already for a few weeks before Sara and her ex-boyfriend came. I actually spent some time at this Buddhist monastery, which was very, very nice. I ended up coming back to Pai, and then I was just chilling around the Chilling Hill hostel, doing some meditation. And I think that's at the same time where Sara...
This is the first time when I saw you, because we just checked in a hostel. It was the first night. It was quite chilly in the evenings. It was super...
Yeah, nice and hot during the day, but then in the evenings the weather gets quite cold and windy.
Like 15, 16 degrees.
So if you're on the scooter, you need a jacket.
Yeah, definitely in these kind of times. So I was sitting on the balcony and just looked around this hostel, and there was like a few meters away a viewing point.
Yeah, it was sort of like a big balcony for everyone, and Chilling Hill to just
And then
enjoy.
I just saw a guy with an orange blanket. And I was like, what is he doing? What is this guy doing? And then I talked with my ex-boyfriend, like, he must be meditating right now. Yeah. And then, that was Thomas.
And there was one night where I bumped into Sarah's ex-boyfriend. I was making a tea and he came behind me and we sort of said, oh, hi. But nothing more than that. It was quite late. I think I said, oh, good night. But then the day after that, Sara and her ex-boyfriend was sitting on the balcony, and the balcony was my sort of place to just enjoy the sun, enjoy the nature and have a drink and stuff. And then we started talking together, And immediately we got into these very interesting, nice, deep
very
topics.
private, like the most private conversations you can actually have with someone.
Yeah.
Super deep, super interesting. And we just were sitting outside and we talked literally the whole day.
Yeah.
The whole day.
We met someone from Spain there as well. He joined in our conversation. We had a very nice day in Pai. In Pai, if you guys don't know it, it's just a super chill place. You just go there. There's some sightseeing, but not much sightseeing. But it's more the vibe, the energy that's there. Very relaxing. Everyone's very hippie and cool and chilled and friendly.
Yeah.
It's like a big family. The whole town.
Yeah.
So we ended up going into the Pai walking street, having some food together, just having a good time.
Played some pool.
Yeah, played some pool, which ended up being our sort of regular thing that we did.
Yeah, and we just liked each other so much. We were such a nice friends group that we decided to stay longer than 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah.
And
the funny thing that happened is that Sara and our ex-boyfriend kept extending the time.
Like,
the first time...
1 week longer. Okay, but then we are going to the islands. No, okay, 1 week longer. And 1 week longer.
And this happened maybe 3, 4, 5 times.
No, way more.
Yeah?
Way more.
Okay, well maybe like 10 times then. So they kept extending and then it ended up being...
2 months.
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah,
and then we had to fly back home to Munich. So we actually spent 2 months at the same place in the same bungalow instead of traveling whole Thailand with all the islands.
Yeah, and I ended up staying in Pai for 5 months.
5 months.
So my plan was to go backpacking Asia, maybe for 1 year, maybe go to Australia, New Zealand. But I ended up staying in Pai for 5 months. And we'll explain another time what happened after. But anyway, so we were just having a good time together. The guy from Spain, he ended up having to just stay with us for 1 day. So we spent 1 day, 2 days with him.
Yeah.
And then it was just back to us 3. We spent some more time together.
4.
Then there was another guy from Germany.
But we met him on the bus from Chiang Mai to Pai.
Yeah.
And he also ended up extending. Yeah.
And we just did everything together.
Everything.
We went to restaurants together. We spent the whole day together.
We had breakfast together. We had lunch together. We did exploring together. We watched the whole series Spartacus together.
Oh, yeah.
We did every single thing together.
Yeah.
Everything.
And it was really, we had this very family sort of feeling, especially in Chilling Hill. There's the woman who runs Chilling Hill. She has 2 daughters. And it was really a family. We were playing with the children there. And it was so beautiful and nice, right?
Yes.
So we had such a lovely time in Pai. Lovely time. And it just seemed to like never end. And we just didn't want it to ever end. It was like really this sort of fairy tale dreamland place.
We had quite an intense time. It wasn't only just chilling with each other and blah, blah, blah. We kind of ended up having a few spiritual ceremonies together, which we will maybe talk in the future about.
So we had these spiritual ceremonies which really helped us learn about ourselves and what we're doing. And that's really one of the goals of traveling, right? Is to lose yourself, get lost, to find yourself. And I had this very strong feeling that this is my new family. Not many times throughout my life have I felt very, very close to people.
Me neither. I had such a strong connection to everyone. It was really like a family. We were like best friends. You called me your Pai sister.
Yeah.
And I still was in a relationship, of course. I was in an 8 years relationship.
And the whole trip, that whole time, 2 months, there was so much synchronicities, we like to call it. And it's number patterns and things that are very aligning. Connections are being made. The dots are being linked together. We saw so many number synchronicities, right, Sarah? It was like
crazy.
Every few hours we saw 10-10.
1 1 1 1 1 1 11, yeah.
And don't know if you guys know, but 11 is a very significant number, and it can also signify meeting, connections, love,
being on the right path in your life.
Being on the right path. It's really this sort of a sign from the universe, depending on what you believe. But
if you believe in spirituality, of course.
That's it.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah. The theory is that it's the universe trying to communicate with you in number signs. So you might look at your time and you'll see these synchronicities. And for me, when I see these synchronicities, it means that I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right things. You feel very connected. You feel like, okay, this is the right path for me. And I'd say during this time, this when I really started to have feelings for you. Of course, I was very respectful that Sara was already in a relationship. But it really felt that I really loved this group, and it was quite difficult for me, obviously, because I started to have feelings for Sarah, but knew that she was in a relationship. So I had to kind of keep these feelings inside. But really, there was a lot of chemistry between us.
It was crazy, and actually, through these spiritual ceremonies, we call it, my ex-boyfriend and me really realized in these 2 months that we are more best friends than actually like having a romantic relationship. So like he and me, we already knew in Pi that we are probably going to have to break up. So because I think it's when you're going away from home and you're the first time really alone with yourself, you kind of explore yourself and who you really are, and you have more time to think about things and blah blah blah.
Yeah, when you get away from your daily life, it really opens up your ability to see things a lot clearer.
Yeah, and so that's what happened to my ex relationship. It was the energy between Thomas and me was so fucking intense that I was so, what the fuck is that? Because I never had this kind of feeling before. Even if it sounds a bit bad, it's just the truth and how it is or was. And it's nothing I didn't share with my ex-relationship, like no secrets. But it's just how I felt at the time. I met someone where I strongly felt like a magnet.
Yeah.
Kinda,
it was really like a magnet that was trying to pull us two together.
Yeah, so for me it was kind of what is going on time.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult for me at the end, to be honest, because I never felt that before.
Yeah, if we skip forward just a little bit to the time where we had to actually come to say goodbye, because like we said earlier in the video, Sarah kept extending their time in Thailand. But then there was a time where they had to just go home.
Yeah, at the end of February, we only had 2 months.
Yeah, and it was such a sad time, because obviously in the days coming up to that time, you know that it's going to come to an end.
Oh my God,
when,
it was so
when
horrible.
It's open, when it's free, and say when you know something's going to end in 2-3 weeks, you're just like, oh, it's all good, it's going to happen later. But it was coming closer every day. And then the last few days were quite hard, isn't it? Because we were just thinking this could never happen again.
This will never happen again.
Yeah, this will never. This moment, this perfect moment, this
holiday we had, or whatever it was, this life together.
Yeah,
will never happen again.
Yeah. So that was very intense, and I'll never forget the day when Sarah left. We were at the bus station, and there was just so much.
Oh my God,
emotion.
I could cry right now because it was really so
many emotions coming, and then eventually the bus came. And we were standing at the bus where you put the bags on, and it was just so heartbreaking. I think we all were.
We all were crying.
Yeah, we were all in tears.
Yeah.
And
we hugged.
We hugged each other for 5 minutes or something, and we said that we'll keep in contact. But at that point, we didn't know what was going to happen.
And if we ever see each other again,
Obviously, we thought, oh, it'll be nice, but we don't know what the situation's going to be. We don't know who we're going to meet. We don't know what's going to happen. So Sarah left, and wow, it was just from my experience at that point, I got on my scooter, and then it was just something just got taken away from me. I was back to being alone, and before I met Sarah in this group, I was used to being alone. I was traveling alone. I felt completely fine about it, but then it was just such a painful feeling that these people that just mean so dear to me were just gone. And I remember going back to my my room and just being like, what do I do now? I felt very lost. Yeah. And if you want to share something about what happened when you left.
Yeah, like we left, we had to say goodbye. And for me, it's like, I'm very bad in sharing my emotions in front of other people. It doesn't matter if it's my mom or my boyfriend, whoever, I can't share my emotions. It's a big blockage I'm having, so for me it was so difficult because I couldn't hold back my tears and my emotions at this point, and that means something, because for me it's quite a big thing to cry in public. I would say. So I was sitting in the bus 4 hours or 3.5 hours back to Chiang Mai, and I cried literally the whole time back to Chiang Mai, and I felt so heartbroken. Yeah.
So a lot of intense, hard things followed this sort of closure this time. We were not prepared for what was in stock for us at this time.
No.
What we want to do is share this in the next video.
Yeah, because this is literally the whole story how we met, but what happened after we said goodbye to each other is even more intense. Like I don't think right now I could ever experience something harder.
Yeah.
To be honest, because it was hard.
Yeah. So the next video will get a little bit more juicy. Actually had some very hard times together as well. It hasn't been all sort of love and fairy tale.
No.
It's been very...
completely opposite then.
Yeah, it's been very painful. But I'd say we'd both come out of it very stronger, and we've grown a lot from these experiences. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video where we're going to share more about some of these things that happened to us after Pi.
Yeah. So subscribe if you haven't done that yet. War das Englisch?
Yeah.
Und ein Like.
Und ein Like.
Und ein Like.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
see you in the next video.
Ciao.
Ciao. Good. That was really good.
Yeah.